At the Fochabers shed today, men's shed today, and it's above the Public Institute building, which you're seeing here, which we're going to go into, and it's actually all up here. So let's go and have a walk about and see what they're up to.
So welcome to the Fochabers Institute. We have just had it opened today by Richard Lochhead, our MSP and Minister of Education now, and we also had the representative from the Beatrice Wind Farm Fund who gave us money to actually make this a possibility.
That's his best. You should be bending over for that.
So, coming through to the vestibule, this is our new service, which we're very pleased with. We had a lot of problems getting sensible quotes because of where we are, and we're lucky that we got this one for 5,000, which we're really pleased with. And it has meant that we have, at the moment, 5 members who otherwise wouldn't be able to come up. They would have to stay in the outside woodshed. So it's made a big difference to them. And it's also made a big difference to us, because our men's shed is all about people talking to each other, people getting on with each other. And if you take 5 people out of that equation, it gets a little bit more boring. So with these 5 people, fantastic. So I'm not going to use the lift. So here we come to the men's shed proper. This is our small tools and assembly room. So at the moment you can see there's somebody working on the guitar, using a rubber tyre to make a surround for the clock. It will be painted yellow like the rays of the sun. We've got a chap making kids' wheelbarrows. Because strong, durable, it's a legacy thing. Child will play with it, and then his children will play with it, and so on and so forth. We have our leather workbench here, where we have facilities for people who aren't as strong, because you don't need big muscles to do leather work. It's more of an artistic input, so that works quite well. Here is something that I'm particularly proud of, because I've put in a lot of funding bids for this machine. This is a scroll saw, and you can use it to cut things as delicate as that. But more to the point, you don't need working legs to use this machine. And you don't need a great deal of strength in your arms either. All you need is the artistic input and the germ of the idea, and you can make amazing stuff. We're starting to make Christmas decorations because we're only 5 months from Christmas, so that's what these trees are. Through here we've got our wood turning room. As you can see, somebody's making a chess set at the moment. These are old lace that were donated by members' widows, because they don't have much of a market value, but they have an immense value because men worked at these lathes. Their spirit is somehow still in it. You know, it's very important to us. Some of the more esoteric things. This is a drum called a cajon, which one of the members is building, who's musically inclined. We've got another member who makes toys, but the amazing thing is he makes them freehand. No plans, no nothing, he just puts them together. And that's really quite amazing.
Yeah, a lot of detail into that.
Huge amount, yeah. So we've got our 2 woodworking benches. This is also where we train the students from Milne School, which is our local high school. They work at this bench making bird boxes, because they're children whose special skill is in working with the hands. They're not necessarily all that interested in academic subjects, but they do thoroughly enjoy making stuff. And there isn't room necessarily in the syllabus for them to do that. So here we go. This is our other assembly area, where people just work on a project. This is the most important part through here, because this is where the kettle lives. And the kettle is a vital part of our men's shed, everybody's men's shed. There's men's shed, good morning. Hello. So,
Check there's nothing missing.
we have some of the stuff that we make, some of the leather work, torch holder, and a phone holder, tablet holder. It's got a line on it because the chap that makes it comes from Zimbabwe. He was an ex-Rhodesian policeman. We also do simple jigsaws for children, and then we turn bowls and pens, and when things are absolutely dark, we don't have much to do, we make fairy doors. So we're making more of them for Christmas. We also involved in the community. Logan's Fun Day was a cancer charity who wanted 24 easels, couldn't get them anywhere else, so we made them for them, as you can see there. And we've also made stuff for the local kindergartens, which not only did we get the satisfaction of making them, but the kindergartens got so much more bang for the buck, because that particular set of blocks was about 800 quid from their catalogue, and we could make them for half that. So they get to spend more money on the babies.
Yeah, win-win.
Win-win, absolutely. The kettle. The absolute kettle. This kettle has done a huge mileage, but it works very, very well. Leading into our social area, when people come to the shed, they can either bring their own projects or work on a project, or they can just sit and natter if they want. That's fine, that's perfectly all right. We're here working side by side, but sometimes working side by side means sitting side by side. That's okay. Here we've got our IT stuff. So we have a fancy computer for doing photography work. We do some photography, but mainly what happens is that people take their treasured prints and slides and digitize them so that they don't lose them, and so they can pass them on. Given that most of us are thinking about our eventual demise, we're thinking about legacy.
Yeah.
So we're thinking what we're going to do with these things. So that's what we do. Here we have just sort of business computers, and we have a range of Windows PCs. We've got a Chromebook and a right bang up to date laptop, so that somebody can be taught on something that they're going to buy. Whereas the problem we had before was that our computers were 3 years old and working on something like Windows 7 or Vista, which meant that when they came to buy the computer out of the shop, it was all different. So we spent a ton of money on this, money which we got from TSI for education. And that's it, really.
And then I believe you've got something downstairs you're going to take me to as well.
Yeah, we've got our outside workshop where we keep the heavy machinery.
Okay, let's go and have a look at that.
Yep.
Lead on.
So this is our outside woodworking shed. This is where we keep the heavy equipment, like the table saw and the planer thickness of the router table, big bandsaw. And the idea of this particular place is that all the vibration and the dust and everything else is kept to a minimum so that we don't pollute the computers and so on upstairs. And the way that we work this is that we have 2 or 3 people who are qualified to work on dangerous machinery, and in our ethos of accessibility, if you're not qualified, you can do something under supervision. So you're going to be safe, but you're still going to get the hands-on learning experience. And it works well for us. And we're very pleased. We also did all this refurbishing ourselves. This was a tin corrugated iron shed, which we put ceilings in and lights and covers in somebody's kitchen. And we're all pleased with it. So, just to finish off, my name's Chris, I'm the secretary with the Fochabers Bench Shed. We've been in business for about 4.5 years, but in that time we've been decanted twice. So today I'm being filmed partly because this is our grand reopening for what we believe is our future for good.